It's your man Simeon, and it's Thursday night, and we're live.
You got our name.
We're live. Hey, so welcome to the Simeon Hennessy Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. First, let me give a big shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, my producer, Jose Perez, my manager, Ashley Easley, and all of you that comes and joins us for this show. I want to say I'm excited about tonight. This is what I call the sit down. I'm sitting with three brothers I've known for almost 20 years, and Richard's probably the youngest out of all of us. Richard's probably the youngest out of all of us.
How's that possible?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I think Malcolm's the youngest. I'm sorry. But anyway, but wait. Malcolm might be the youngest, like, technically, but theoretically, Richard's the youngest.
So you're saying Richard is the most immature?
And then, no, see, you better get ready for this, guys. I'm telling you.
I got gray hair.
So,
that's how they talk.
oh, that's what I was about to say.
Granddaddy. Right, respect it. Respect it.
So I know you're used to seeing us in the studio, but today we're in the crib. We're at the house because we want to have some real conversation. And I know these three brothers very, very well. And I'm talking about to the point where some of us, we've cried together, talked together. I've gotten advice from them, and we just talked things out where they had to do with family, marriage, relationship, the business, what we're doing, and just working hard to get to the next level and what we expect. So I trust them. I trust them enough to keep it real with me, to keep it real with you. And if you have any questions, make sure that you send them, because I will be answering questions. They will be answering questions. Mm-hmm. And I already see people are sending their questions in. So Rich just turned into the Fonz. He flipped his collar up. So, okay, here we go. Before we get to the last, let's start it off for real. Mm-hmm. So here we go. So, brothers, any question that I ask, and I want you guys to ask questions too, or pose the question too, because that's what it's about. It's real. We sit down, we eating pizza. I got coffee, and I got coffee, yes. And I'm here with three of my brothers, and who I consider to be brothers for real, because we've been through a lot. And the first question I want to pose is this. We're talking about success, we're talking about family, and we're talking about purpose. And just to start off, what does that mean to you? We can go left to right.
I'm out for so.
Success. I think success is finding your purpose. Mm-hmm. That's half the battle. Once you know what your purpose is, then you can attack that and with full force and everything that you got inside you. With family,
let's stay there.
Stay with success.
Let's stay there.
Okay.
Stay there.
Yeah, staying with success, of course, like I just said, it's about finding your purpose and then going all out for that purpose. I found mine after doing maybe about 6 to 7 productions. And I was like, damn, I don't want this. I'm tired of it, the ending feeling of doing the film or whatever. And then it's over. Right. So I was like, damn, how can I make this, continue? How can I keep this feeling? How can I, prolong this? Mm-hmm. So I was like, the only way that from the process of what I just watched is with creating, being a creator of, or holding, control of your destiny. So I started to write, figure out how to write. Big ups to Derry Titan. Mm-hmm. His book, and then also just people along the way, Naima Dawson, just talking to these people, and then learning the process of writing, being a good writer, and then just studying scripts that I liked, and making content. Rich also makes his own content. He's you find out that's what it takes to keep whatever artistry that you have inside of you going. So
one word, what does success mean to you? I mean, I know it's a lot, but I'm just saying, just one word. If you could say one word right now, what would it mean?
One word. Create.
Okay. All right, that's cool. So we gonna stay there because we got those three things, and I wanted to tackle them, and the reason I wanted to do kind of family and purpose last is for a reason. But I'm gonna slide on over past the guy who will eat up all the pizza.
I'll keep eating till
I'm gonna slide over here to my brother Richard, and one thing, guys, I remember doing our first project with Malcom. It was a music video, and then I remember doing my first project with Richard. So, Richard, what does success mean to you, bro?
You want it in one word or?
No. That was just for the ending. Okay. I want you to give us a breakdown of success to you, because you've been writing everything.
Yeah, success to me is not defined by what you have, but those things you overcome.
Okay.
So that's like success in a nutshell to me.
Okay, go. I'm sorry.
And the only reason I say that because you have a lot of celebrities, you have a lot of wealthy people that have so much, but they're mentally dead. They're not happy, and because they couldn't overcome that to enjoy what they would consider success. I don't think that's successful. So it's not defined by what you have, what you overcome.
Okay, I love that. That's great. So now here we go. Now in that same vein, give us an example of a route that you had to take to be successful in part of your journey, because you have a plethora of things that you do, but besides writing and directing, acting, teaching, what are some of the steps, or what's important to you in order to get to that success?
I don't think it's a secret of where I come from, and growing up in the streets and realizing there's so much more to life than just that. Being able to have the mindset strong enough to get away from. There's a lot of people, believe it or not, that's in the hood that want to escape, but they just don't have the mental capacity to do so. And I think one of the best things I did was just expand my bandwidth, man. Just studied a lot and just realized I was made for something different, and that worked for me.
That's what's up. So everybody, I know you're watching, and this is about your questions as well as these brothers and myself answering them and giving you what we have. We have Nicole. Nicole asked a question, and I want to pose this question to you guys. And then I got you. Now actually,
that's
Mel,
what happened because I was eating.
Yeah. I was trying to let him finish the food, but no, go ahead. So Mel, before we get to the question, because this is a question for everybody.
I would rather hear Nicole.
No, but I need you to do this first.
Okay.
So everybody, this is live. So where I live, the train goes right past. So if we slow down for a second, it's because we want you to catch every word. We want you to get these nuggets. Here we go, Mel.
Not these nuggets. These nuggets. These nuggets. I'm not going to put it back. This is getting 8. That's getting 8. All this getting 8. I'm sorry.
So here we go, Mel. So Mel, here we go. It's your turn. When we talk about success, you've done a lot of things, and we're talking about from being an entrepreneur, and everybody's an entrepreneur, but I'm talking about like really working in business and growing in business and speaking to businesses, and then being an actor, a writer, a DJ, a father. But what is success? What does it mean to you to be successful?
The best definition I heard of success came from a gentleman by the name of Earl Nightingale, who has an audio called The Stranger's Secret.
Okay.
And in that he says, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And basically, whatever you feel is worthy, whatever you feel is worth conquering, going after that thing in a fashion where you just keep doing it and you never give up. Okay. So it's the progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times when people don't achieve what it is that they're out to achieve, and they don't get that instant gratification, sometimes they stop thinking they're not successful, not understanding that slow progress is still progress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get up. It's not how many times, they've said yes, but how many no's are you willing to go through until you get the yes?
Yep.
Yeah. What are you willing to overcome, like you were talking about, and go through and grow through so that you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And that's really what it's all about, like going after it. I'm 43 years old and I'm about to finish another degree.
Wow.
I'm a couple of weeks, another master's. And then They've told me I can get a second concentration in my master's if I take 3 additional classes.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
I'm like, go for it. There are no limits.
I was just gonna say one thing. When you do it, I better not hear your cuss ass.
No, it's your show. You say whatever you want.
You better not be complaining about all the work that you gotta put.
I ain't gonna ask us. See, that's how you know it ain't coffee in that cup.
It is.
You told me I can't say.
It's just not Starbucks. No, but thank you. Now you guys see why I have these brothers here. So piggybacking off what they said.
Also, wait a minute, hold up. What's his name?
He been drinking.
No,
He been drinking.
Jose, right. Jose, what? How many minutes in we are we right now?
Why is you worried
Because
about
I said
that?
question. About like what? 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Maybe
Because I want them to go back because I said the exact same thing Mel said. It was just my turn. Had I didn't know that somebody else who was philosopher also said it in another word. I'm just saying.
Hey, that's the best. That's the best part about being an individual.
Right,
So,
exactly.
so after listening to you guys, pretty much what I would say would be redundant, but it's my feelings, but it's still the same feelings that you guys share. Mm-hmm. And I would say something like what Richard said, how people have a lot of money, but they don't have a lot of self-worth, and they're not happy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, know your vitamin. Yeah. And when you can know your vitamin, it's like, what do vitamins do? They make you stronger. Mm-hmm. The more you take, the more you grow. The more you build up your immune system. And when you can do things like that,
Thank you.
And it's what they say, every no brings you closer to a yes.
Yes, sir.
And the thing is, are you willing to stay strong when you get those no's? It's like, I'm going to keep it real. So Richard will tease me, right? Like, he wears tight shirts and I wear tight shirts. But then he'll tell me I'm not as cut as him.
Man,
and I say, okay, whatever. I look all right. You know, so then I'm like, okay, thanks for telling me, Richard. Now I'm going to run a couple extra miles and I'm going to do a couple more push-ups. But this is the thing about brothers, right? We can take it, we can talk to each other and we can crack on each other, but in love, but then we can be honest with each other and then we know what we have to do in order to get better.
That's also good.
So are you willing?
That's a good what you just talked about right there, because what's key to success in this business is also being able to take constructive criticism when it comes, and even if it's not constructive, just like listening past whatever, if it's super negative or whatever, you know what I'm saying? To take whatever that is and then just analyze yourself. If it's true, it's true. But if it ain't, also just look at it and be like, well, let me see, why would they say that?
Yeah.
Just question it. It's not to be like, they hating, whatever. But at the same time, if you do listen to it and then just be like, oh, let me just take it for what it was. Let me just look. And then they say, like, I didn't like this. I'm like, okay.
I used to hate Richard for that. But I loved him for it.
What is that?
No. Let me tell you.
Okay.
No. I used to hate him for it, but I loved him for it. Meaning that, like, you know, you could be on a high or something, and he'd be like, yeah, you did a good job, but this part of it sucked. Or this could be better. And so I got to be like, okay, you're right. No, but what I'm saying is that
it grows you, though.
That's what I mean.
Even if it is, you know what I'm saying? At the time, you go in your feelings. We artists, like Erykah Badu say. We all sensitive about our shit. But at the same time, I know.
Bleeding.
Whatever. But at the same time, once we get past it, we have to get past those little things, because I always say, like, we are independent artists. We all, like, you know, crawling, trying to fight to get to where we need to get to. And when somebody is trying to give you some type of whatever it is they notice, just take that for what it is. You know
so I look at it just a little different. Like, I hear you and I agree.
Yeah. Not everybody. Not everybody.
My thing is, I hear what people say, but I also check the place of where it's coming from.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is, if you're gonna critique something, give me the medicine to make it better too. Like, I don't just ever. Yeah. But see, my thing is, if you don't have it, that means you're not qualified yourself to tell me much. And
if you never been there,
huh?
If you never been there,
It's not about you never being there. It's just if you go tell me what's wrong, you should have the wisdom to make it right.
Thank you.
So
Come
that's
on.
the whole
so
thing.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
said have a solution.
No,
talk
don't
about
tell
it.
me what I'm doing wrong, but you can't give me a nugget. This is what I'm saying. You can't, if you can tell me what I'm doing wrong, but please it's called constructive criticism. You know this. It's like, if you're going to give it to me, give me a piece of a nugget or give me something that can help me fix it or grow it.
If they have the capacity or ability to. I agree with you on what you're saying on where it's coming from, but everybody might not have the wherewithal to be able to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go outside and I see that your car is rusted, or I notice something about your car has got a dent in it or something like that, it's like, man, you got that dent in your car. I'm making you aware of the dent, but I might not know how to fix it. I might not know where you can go to get it. So there could be people that are speaking, if somebody comes and sees a show that doesn't have an acting background, that could say, you know what, this about the show didn't sit right with me, didn't feel right, or this part of the performance, could have been different or better.
Something was different. Something I didn't know. They wouldn't know how to work it because they ain't in the business.
Exactly. But the thing is, we gotta also separate it too. Like, to talk about a car having a dent, because I ain't got no money for you. I ain't fixing your car for you. I'll let you know it's a dent. But I'm saying, but that's a completely separate entity. Now, if someone come to, like, I had people before when I first started doing theater. They come to the show. They say, "Man, the message was powerful, but I just didn't really I didn't understand this part of the character." Then I would say, "Well, what is it that you didn't understand?" Well, I didn't understand how this and that and made her blah blah blah. If something make you feel a certain type of way, you should be able to express or articulate why it makes you feel that way.
Now that's how I feel. But this is the thing though. Even if you're not a good communicator, God dog it, if you're gonna say something, if you're gonna say something. Now, but this is what Rich said. He said, now, if I ask you, what about it made you feel that way? Now, if you that damn dumb, well, you can't answer that question,
so
then it's a problem.
Here's the thing. Here's where we run into the conflict.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting here as people who have put in the time to read the books, to do personal development, to go to the seminars, to get additional training. So our mindset is going to be at a different place than somebody who was where we were 10 years ago.
Just coming in. Just to
you know what I mean?
They're not gonna know the right words to.
Everybody doesn't have the ability to communicate.
That's true. Then shut your ass up and don't ask no questions.
That's not helping.
I do want to hear what people
Guys,
say.
this is real conversation. I'm serious.
I do want to hear what people say, and I do want to hear how people feel, because my thing is, if I can take your praise, I should be able to take the critique as well. Or I wouldn't even say critique. I should be able to take, whatever
feedback that comes in.
I should be able to take that too. But at the same time, most people should be able to tell you exactly why they're bothered about something and why something didn't really hit home for them. Right. You know what I mean? Or
but that's the only thing I'm saying. They might not have the wherewithal to be able to break it down like in a way that they can really help you improve, but they should be able to tell you why they feel that way.
So here's and I'm not disagreeing with that, but Richard just gave the example. If somebody said something, he would ask them what made you feel that way. When before the statement was said, well, if you're gonna bring me the problem, bring me the solution.
Right.
They might not know how to bring the solution. You might have to work with them to pull it out of them to get what it really was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But some people just come straight to you and just say, well, this part, that was good, but this part I ain't really like this part because of this, that.
Right. Yeah.
Like, oh dang, you know what? That's real.
Right.
Yeah.
What did
so here we go. So I appreciate this, man, big time. And guys, y'all watch, we having a real conversation. So this is not the show where I'm gonna be like, oh well, this, that. No, wherever it goes, it goes. And that's the whole
cheese sticks too.
100% mozzarella.
100% mozzarella.
Hey, only the best for my brothers.
Right.
Only the best. Only the best for my brothers. So, Nicole asked the question. Now let me get back to it. Nicole asked the question. It was a really good question. She said, bam, I found it. Okay, so when we talk about vision, we're talking about vision, right? Now she said, what part of your vision separates you from your counterparts. So we all know that people are different, right? Mm-hmm. But what do you think it is about you that separates you from me? Because, so the thing is, and this is the thing I like about this question, and what I like about you brothers, is we all have an expertise. You can only be, nobody can be Malcolm. Nobody can be Richard. Nobody can be the best male. Nobody can be the best Simeon. Mm-hmm. So there's something about you in your vision that separates you. What is that?
I'm just...
Hold on 1 second. Just train everybody.
The pink line.
Why you telling people I live?
They can't... You don't know how long the pink line is. Come on, man. The pink line is long.
He says a whole lot of pink. He didn't say a whole lot of pink lines. He said it's a whole lot of pink lines.
A whole lot of stuff, man.
I got that. He caught his stuff right in the middle of the ridge. He was like, it's a whole lot of pink lines. No, go ahead.
Nah, I think that what I saw in the film world was a lack of just true black emotion, just like a true black rage being shown and something to cut to. So I felt like I was just gonna fill that void wherever I could in the film, in the art form of film, and that's why I'm living at, just trying to show, because there's nowhere for black people, and I'm not sugarcoating anything. It's just no place for black people to watch something and be fully relatable to. There's no film out there where you can just be like 100%, like this is how I'm feeling honestly, and there's no, I'm not trying to be PC, I'm not trying to do anything else. I want to be 100% authentic about what this man or what black people can feel in a film. So that's what I'm just trying to fill up that void.
Cool. So it was a two-part question, and you actually answered both of them. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about how does your vision separate you, and then it was what problems do you desire to resolve. Mm-hmm. So you want to show black people in a different light, or you want to show them expressing who they really are.
Exactly. I just want to be 100% authentic of what we feel, how we feel, and what we could do if we wanted to.
Okay. So cool. So Richard, same question for you. What separates you from your counterparts and doing what you do? So what's the end all to be all? Like, what's the resolution? What do you want people to take from it?
I think I'm just mantle different. Mm-hmm. Like,
hold on, wait. I went to public school. You said you what? Mantle different?
So
that means he's sat up on a different plane or something.
No,
right?
So everyone was born with mantles. God gave everybody mantles, and I think my mantle is just a little different. Like, you got some people that's in the film world, and it's not to make it churchy, but the best, like I've learned my best part of acting, and I learned my own methods of acting from studying Bible. But when I look at how people operate and me knowing the different mantles of how people are, like some people are stronger, like on an evangelist tip, to where they know people just love being around them. They have their energy, and what they bring to their film, it bleeds out to the rest of the world. Okay, you have some people who just very loving, you know what I'm saying? You can like feel that love with them, and to where it just draws a certain crowd of people. You have some people that are just apostolic, to where they just carry like the fivefold. And you know, it's been prophesied, and I believe I'm just apostolic.
Okay, what about the Kojic? What about the Baptists?
Brother.
What about the Catholics?
I don't get into all that.
What about the Jehovah's Witnesses?
No, so
I'm trying to be equal opportunity.
I'm saying because
I get you.
Don't worry about that.
I'm messing with you.
I'm
just saying. I believe I'm mantle different. Like, I have a different mantle that sit on me, and it's actually other people in the industry that I feel is the same way. Yeah. Like, when I look at it, I feel like I'm going to master all 5 things in the industry when it comes to writing, acting, producing, directing, and investing. Okay,
man, say that again. That's for all the actors and writers and directors and people in the business. Say that again.
But everyone not meant to do that.
I know, but I'm telling you to say what you just said.
Writers, actors, producers, directors, investors. Yeah, those are 5 things that I feel like I'm gonna tackle. And I always ask people, like, if Jesus was alive, what do you think he'd be doing? I think he'd be a writer, actor, producer, director.
You think Jesus would be?
What would Jesus do?
Absolutely.
I'm trying to get there. I've done 4.
I'll tell you why.
I've done 4.
I thought he would be building houses. Wasn't he a carpenter?
No, so here's why.
He's an atheist.
Here's why.
I said you.
So here's why I say this, right? So it's biblical proof that God was a writer, right? Where it says He wrote on the tablets.
God wrote on the tablet.
Yeah, it said the hand of God wrote on the
Yeah,
tablets.
I was just making sure people don't hear what you're saying.
So and
people think
then
Moses
also the Bible was written by 40 different men in a matter of 1,600 years that never met each other. But from Genesis to Revelation, it's about redemption, right? So that I would say that would make God a writer. So I feel like I write
Because the Bible was written by man but inspired by God, so they wrote it through the inspiration of God.
Absolutely. But the tablets, you have the 10 Commandments. That was written by the hand of God.
That's it.
Then I say a producer, because I feel like the Bible was produced by the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. So I feel like I produce. I partner with people that actually produce.
Right.
Then I say a director, because the director tell you where to go, how to go, what to do, where to go. I feel like as a director, that's what I do when I direct.
Yeah.
Then I in my project, sometimes I cast myself as the lead actor. Jesus cast himself as the lead actor. From Genesis to Revelation, it's about him.
That's true.
The life of him. And then we know acting, we say don't rush your moments. Right? Jesus had 33 years on earth.
Yeah.
He didn't rush his moments.
Right.
Even
when he told his mom, when his mom was like, "Where you at?" Relax, mom.
I'm about my father's work.
Yeah.
Right. So, but he never rushed his moments. Then, so that made him an actor. Then I say an investor, because life investment was the blood. But but if you take it and what do you call it? A metaphor. Me just investing in my projects, like.
That's
So
right.
I feel like that's my mantle. I'm mantle different.
Okay.
I look at it different.
Hey.
I hope y'all got all that and write it down. You can rewind it and watch.
So he wasn't a carpenter. Did I miss that?
He was a
He
carpenter.
did. He was. You so slow. Hey, look. Hey, look. All that he said, he wouldn't know me by now,
Right.
and he not drinking nothing but juice.
I don't drink.
And
Drink alcohol.
I was like that's also the same thing I tell people about making a film. So if they're not into the business of filmmaking, it is like being a construction worker from building a house. You're building something from the ground up with a film.
A blank canvas.
Exactly. So Mel is not.
Mel is
His
building.
interpretation. He's adding on to it.
He's adding to his
Mel
palette.
is building gas.
Mel is adding to his palette.
Right.
He's adding to. Okay, so here we go. So we're talking about our success. You want to add anything else to that? So we're talking about that. So we're gonna move. We're gonna move through. So now I want to talk about family, and I'm just telling you guys where I'm at with it. Like, I want to keep it real. I mean, I want to talk about, because what we do pulls us away from our family.
Yeah, it does.
It pulls us away from our families. And anybody, whatever business you do, it'll pull you away from your family if you hope to obtain any type of success in that, because you're going to have to put in work. But in doing that, we have to find a way to still make our family important, still show them that we love them, not just with our substance, but with our service and our time and things like that. So now when we talk about family, I got to use it. When you get stuff, you got to use it. Yeah. So here we go. Let's start here. So what's the best way that you found to manage your time between you and your children and your career? Because we're all dads. Yeah. We're all dads, and we're all involved dads.
Girl dad.
We're all involved.
We're sick of that girl.
We're all involved dads.
Girls.
I got 2 girls.
I got 1 girl and 2 boys. He got a boy. He got 2 girls.
I got 2 girls.
2 girls, 2 boys.
I got 4 children.
And he got.
I'm not ashamed of my son.
He got 2 girls.
No, you better not.
He got 2 kids that he know about.
Oh, this girl dead.
And
Wow.
Ooh. No. That was a run-on sentence. I said he got 2 kids and he knows about what it's like to be a dad to girls.
Because when I climb back,
Where we at?
when I climb back,
That was about 20 minutes.
No, for real, I'm just joking. But seriously, so what is it like though? fellas, what is it like managing your career and being able to spend time with your kids?
I think that when you don't have time, the quality of time you spend with your children is important. So for me, it's about the quality of time that you spend with your children, because it's one thing to have limited time. It's another thing to have time with them. But when you're with them, you're in your phone.
Right.
Or when you're with them, you just watch TV. Mm-hmm. You know, like my children, for a while, you know what I mean? Like we all lived in the same house for a while, but then when we didn't, and I had weekends, I made sure that those weekends were not just me watching TV. Mm-hmm. You know, we had activities. What do you want to do? Are we going to the park? Are we, you know, this, that, and the third? My youngest daughter, for her 10th birthday, she got to go to Hawaii for her birthday. You know what I mean? So I made sure that those moments were quality moments. Right. And not that it's about what you do financially in those moments. Mm-hmm. It's not about spending a whole bunch of money. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's, you know, building a popsicle stick house or something, or doing a puzzle together, or me and my daughter used to play Rock Band on PlayStation.
Oh, I used to love that. Oh, right here. Right
here.
You know
what I mean? And so the quality of time that you spend when you don't have a whole lot of time. So, you know, now she's about to be a Division I athlete. My youngest, my oldest daughter, she's kicking butt. She's in California. She's in wardrobe. She's doing some amazing things. They had a wardrobe for a major network television show. And the thing about children, when you have more than one of them, Rich could definitely attest to this, you learn from, you make mistakes with your oldest children, and you try not to repeat those mistakes with the other children. Yeah. So looking back, do I regret not doing some of the things with my oldest daughter? Yeah, I do regret that. And my second daughter has kind of benefited from that. But our time is so important, and what we teach them during those moments is so important. So, you know,
and we learn as we grow. And if I think, and you guys, I know you can attest to this, you remember where you started, right? Yeah. And you remember how you see where you're at now, and you see the progression as you got better and better and better and better. And what's up to all the dads watching, Morocco, Fred, and Keelan, and all of you guys out there watching.
My boys.
All the brothers. Man, big time. Bros. I mean, these are brothers that we go way back with. Yeah. But when you talk about
it's my boy Fred,
the time, when you talk about the time, it's so funny. And I was laughing when you said Rich could attest to this, and I was laughing because you guys got to understand our relationships. We can find a joke in anything we say, but also still be serious. And you talk about your oldest kid, right? And it was things that you did, you thought you were doing all the right things. And then you notice when you got to your next kid, it's like, oh, I missed it. And then you fix it. And then from there on, it's like, now you can get it right.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's pride, but I didn't make mistakes with my first.
I knew you were gonna say that.
No. But listen.
I listen with you.
Go ahead.
That's good policy.
No, so the thing is, I guess I was like I get on like a cheat mode, and the reason why, because I have 8 siblings.
Okay.
And I'm the oldest boy.
Okay.
So me being able to watch them grow up, I knew that we were all completely different, and I'm just the type of person, I let people just be who they are. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I realized, like, dang, I'm an actual father, when I first had my daughter, I wanted to run because I didn't have my father. You know, so my thing was I feared failing her. So I was like, how could I be something I never had? You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to run, but what it made me do was pray harder. And I just thank God for vision and revelation, because I saw how my daughter was going to look when she got older and what career field she'd be in. So me learning my children's personality and just knowing who they, like, I have completely different relationships with all of them, because I got to be sensitive to who they are and what they are.
That's what I was going to say right there.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what, and that's why they just comfortable in their own skin. They are who they are. Like my oldest daughter, she say she feel like she got the dream life. Like she never wanted for nothing. she's spoiled in a way, but still know when no is no, yes is yes. You know what I'm saying? So it that one number God, man, I was just I prayed a lot. Like I never prayed so much when I first had my first child.
But you know what's funny about that?
Just wisdom.
You know what I hear about that? You said something that was key. You talked about how you didn't have your father in your life, right? So you were already preparing yourself for like, man, do I want to be like that if I become a dad? Or do I want to be, I'm saying, do I want to be better?
Yeah, but the danger in that though is that you'll try to find yourself fathering your child just trying to be better than him.
Right.
So you motivated to be a father. And
right.
That's when you make the most mistakes because you're making it a competition. And it's not real authentic love because it's like you competing with your own father.
Yeah.
When
you can't compete with him because you don't have nothing to compare it to because he wasn't there.
Well, not just that, is if you say I got to make sure I'm better than him. And you making sure you better than him can put you in so many different failures. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's not about being better than him. Yeah, it's about you being the best you, period.
Yeah. I was just afraid that I would fail her because I never seen an example of it.
Right.
It wasn't because I was saying I want to make sure I don't be like my father.
Right.
I mean, I got his genes, I got his blood, I got his DNA.
So let me ask you, your father still living?
No, yeah,
he's just, how long?
Yeah.
Were you grown?
6 years now.
Okay, so you were grown.
Yeah.
Your dad is still living. I know your dad is still living. Yes. I met both of them. Yeah. So I lost my dad literally 2 weeks after I turned 16. And so what happened was my mom and my dad split, right? But even though when my mom and dad split, my dad was always still around, coming to take me out to lunch at school or stuff like that. And we didn't have a lot, but we had enough. We had love. And so when I lost my dad, my grandfather, my uncles, my teacher, Mr. Campbell, I had people that filled those voids. So it was like I didn't have my dad anymore, but I still had some strong male figures around. But then when I became a man, like before I had a kid, I was teaching, right? And I found myself taking in these young boys and girls who didn't have a dad, buying them coats, buying them clothes, taking them to church, taking them bowling, coaching sports. So what happened, I saw that as me being a dad. Yeah. And so I think that's one of the things that prepared me for when I finally became a dad. And a lot of people don't know my story, and you guys know, I was little Simeon's mom and dad at the beginning. So I didn't have a mom for him. It was my mother before she passed was his mom. So when you saw me, you remember I would come on set and have him and in the car seat, and people like, people that don't know, like, oh, he's just trying to get. I told you guys this is the sit down. This is, huh?
I said I didn't have no sub.
But that's what I'm saying.
I never met neither one of my grandfathers.
But my
uncles was in the streets, all about their own thing. My cousins murdered.
But you still a strong. But my thing. But listen to what you're saying though, Rich. But even through all of that, you still became a strong man, a strong father, a husband, and a successful businessman. You still became those things. So, henceforth, there is no excuse when you really want to be it.
It's such a. I mean,
I know his baby. I got pictures when Ray Lane and Simeon and them was what? 4 years old. I sent them the picture when they were 4 years old.
See,
and that ain't bigger than us.
My thing was I ain't got the time. This is crucial to get this information because I'm a new dad and all I think about is like when I'm looking at my son, I be like, yo, this is crazy. It's a blessing, and I could never see me not being around or missing any time or trying to I couldn't do it. But like with the work, there's so much demand of your time, of course, building it and trying to separate that, the work and then the family is hard. Of course, you're trying to build and you're not trying not to be at home, but it's a requirement for the betterment of the family. You're going to sacrifice a substantial amount of time away from family for them to be better off. You know what I'm saying? And it's heavy on the heavy to do.
Which brings back to Mel's point about the quality of the time you get
Yeah.
to spend with them.
Right.